Assalamu alaikum dear students. I welcome you all in my next zoology class. This class will be dedicated for 11th standard. Here in this class we will be dealing with hormones from gonads. This is a part of endocrinology. Now, as far as the first term is concerned here, gonads. Gonads means testicles or testes in males and ovaries in females. Testicle is considered as male gonad and ovary is considered as female gonad. Or both these two structures are collectively known as primary sex organs. They are collectively known as primary sex organs. They have a dual role. When I say they have a dual role, these testes and ovaries, male gonads and female gonads, I mean these testes are actually responsible for performing two important functions. The first function is gametogenesis or sperm formation or spermatogenesis, and second function is testicles are responsible for the formation of androgens or male sex hormones. Male sex hormones. The most fascinating example of your male sex hormone is testosterone. As far as ovaries are concerned, they are known as female gonads. They are also known as primary sex organs in case of females. These ovaries also possess two important functions. Likewise, testicles, ovaries also have two important functions. The first function is egg formation, formation of egg, oogenesis, ova formation. And second is formation of female sex hormones or signaling molecule or female sex hormones. For example, formation of estrogen that you call also by second name beta estradiol. Beta estradiol. And the second hormone produced by these ovaries include progesterone. Progesterone hormone. So, as far as gonads are concerned, as far as testicles and ovaries are concerned, they are actually reproductive structures, also known as primary sex organs, male primary sex organ, female primary sex organ, responsible for spermatogenesis and oogenesis, responsible for formation of sperms and formation of eggs simultaneously. These two structures also have endocrine role. They have a role to play in endocrinology, that is, they can produce male sex organs, male sex hormones, and they can also produce female ovaries can produce female sex hormones. So the topic of concern will be testes and ovaries. That the topic of concern here will be testes and ovaries, that is gonads as endocrine structures. So let us start our topic like this. You know that male has a pair of testicles located in the scrotum, a sac-like structure that you call scrotum. This is the scrotum. And as well as females have a pair of ovaries attached with the lateral wall, attached with the wall of uterus. If this is uterus, attached with the uterus, this is one ovary, this is second ovary. Now, as far as each testicle is concerned, if we will dissect the testicle, let us suppose we are going to dissect the testicle. After dissecting the testicle, inside the testicle we can find out, each testicle is made of large number of compartments. These compartments are known as testicular lobules or testicular lobes. Inside these testicular lobes, there are present highly coiled structures. These coiled structures are actually known as seminiferous tubules. These seminiferous tubules are responsible for sperm formation. These are actually sperm producing tissues. Along with the seminiferous tubules, there is present cluster of specialized cells. In this testicular lobe, there is present seminiferous tubule. Along with seminiferous tubule, there is present cluster of specialized cells. This cluster of specialized cells is known as Leydig cells. You should also remember it that Leydig cells are also known as interstitial cells. Because they are actually located in this area. This area is also known as interstitium. So these Leydig cells are actually the endocrine cells. They are the endocrine cells present in male testicles. They are the endocrine cells. And these endocrine cells are responsible for production of androgens. These endocrine cells are responsible for production of androgens. When I say the term androgen means it's a term related to male sex hormones. Androgen is a term given to male sex hormones. Now, the next point. These Leydig cells are actually stimulated. If here is a pituitary gland, from the pituitary gland, a very special hormone is produced. That hormone is called LH. From the anterior lobe of pituitary gland, a very special hormone is produced. That hormone is known as luteinizing hormone, or that hormone is also known as ICSH, interstitial cell stimulating hormone. It is also known as interstitial cell stimulating hormone. This hormone or luteinizing hormone is produced from the anterior lobe of pituitary gland and is drained into the blood. From the blood, it is taken to the target organ, and the target organ includes the testicles. That too, specifically in the testicles, there are present special clusters of cells. These clusters of cells are actually known as endocrine cells. These endocrine cells are actually stimulated by this hormone that you call luteinizing hormone. After stimulation from the luteinizing hormone, these endocrine cells, these interstitial cells, then produce male sex hormone that you call testosterone. Hormone. It is this testosterone hormone that is actually responsible for masculinizing effect. Or you may simply call it is this testosterone hormone that is responsible for development of male secondary sexual characters. It is this hormone that is responsible for development of male secondary sexual characters. For example, the secondary sexual character include thickening of Adam's apple. When I say Adam's apple, I mean laryngeal prominence. The first thing. The second thing is that muscular development in males. The third thing is the development of beard in males. Not only beard, appearance of auxiliary hairs, hairs in armpits, appearance of thoracic hairs, that is hairs present in your chest region, or appearance of pubic hairs, that is the hairs present in the abdominal areas of your body. These are just the secondary sex characters in case of males. Simultaneously, males develop harsh voice, and males have broadening of the shoulders. Males have growth in the reproductive structures of the body, that is the copulatory organ of the body. These are the primary sexual characters, development of sexual characters in males. Sir, this development of sexual characters in males is due to this hormone that you call testosterone hormone. That is a male sex hormone, collectively known as androgens, produced from interstitial cells or Leydig cells present in the seminiferous tube, present in the testicular lobes of male testicles. And these cells, Leydig cells, are stimulated actually by the pituitary hormone. That pituitary hormone is known as LH, luteinizing hormone, और इंटरस्टिशियल सेल स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन. इस पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड से निकला ल्यूटिनाइजिंग हार्मोन, ब्लड में गया. ब्लड में जाने के बाद ये ल्यूटिनाइजिंग हार्मोन अपने टारगेट की ओर चलेगा. इट्स टारगेट ऑर्गन इज द टेस्टिकल्स ऑफ मेल्स. टेस्टिस में इन Leydig cells. From these Leydig cells, after getting activated, they will produce male sex hormone, that is testosterone. Now, the next point. What I told is that there are present, suppose there are present Leydig cells. These Leydig cells produce steroid hormone. When I say steroid hormone, I mean a hormone formed from cholesterol. Or should I say steroid hormones are cholesterol derived hormones. Steroid hormones are actually cholesterol derived hormones. कोलेस्ट्रॉल से बने हुए हार्मोन्स. सर दिस कोलेस्ट्रॉल derived hormone, this steroid hormone or cholesterol derived hormone, we call testosterone hormone. It is testosterone hormone. It is this testosterone hormone that is formed from the Leydig cells, and then from the Leydig cells it is released into the blood. Okay, because blood acts as a transportation medium for this hormone, testosterone. But you should remember one important fact, that it is this testosterone hormone, when drained into the blood, in the blood, खून में, there is present a very special protein. That protein is called sex hormone binding globin. Sex hormone binding globin. In the blood there is present this protein. Sex hormone binding globin. Or this protein is also known as ABP, androgen binding peptide. ABP means androgen binding peptide. It is this hormone, androgen binding. It is this protein, androgen binding peptide, or sex hormone binding globin. This type of this protein, or its another name is ABP. This protein is present in blood. What happens is that testosterone, when drained into blood, let us suppose testosterone hormone. It is this testosterone hormone that is drained into the blood. Blood will help in the transportation. Blood will act as transportation agent. But in the blood, let us suppose it is testosterone hormone. Along with this testosterone hormone, there is present a special protein. That special protein is known as ABP, androgen binding peptide, or that special protein is known as sex hormone binding globin. Okay, this sex hormone binding globin acts as carrier or vehicle for the transportation of testosterone. It is this hormone and protein that form a loose bond and is carried through the blood up to the target organ. It is carried through the blood up to the target organ. Now, have a kind focus, please. Let us suppose target organ here is, let me draw one special structure first of all. Let us suppose I am going to draw a diagram for male reproductive system. This is just a rough diagram for your convenience. Here I am drawing male reproductive system. Let us suppose this is male reproductive system, and in this male reproductive system there is a special structure present in males, and this special structure is known as prostate gland. This special structure here is known as prostate gland. This is the male reproductive system. This is the male copulatory organ that you call penile structures. Now, this testosterone hormone, that is a steroid hormone from cholesterol, drained into the blood. In the blood, it binds its carrier molecule. Carrier molecule here is androgen binding peptide and is transported up to the target cell. Let us suppose the target organ or the target structure or the target cell here is, target structure here is this gland. This gland is known as prostate gland. This gland is known as prostate gland. This gland here known as prostate gland. What I told you right now is that, let us suppose प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड की कोई एक सेल मैं बाहर निकालूंगा. ये है प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड की कोई एक सेल. प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड की कोई भी एक सेल. What happens is that this prostate gland की कोई भी सेल है, but this is actually the target cell. This is the target cell for testosterone. Now, here it is the hormone that you call testosterone. This hormone was bound with the carrier molecule. That carrier molecule you call ABP, and this carrier plus hormone here is testosterone, was carried via blood up to the target organ. It was carried via blood up to the target organ. Here target organ or target cell is prostate gland की कोई cell. What happens is that testosterone is a steroid hormone, fat soluble hormone. This testosterone hormone can easily cross through cell membrane. Testosterone hormone, being the steroid hormone or cholesterol derived hormone, is easily permeable through the cell membrane. Once this testosterone hormone enters into the cell, target cell, what happens is that testosterone is converted into 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone. Testosterone is converted into, inside the target cell, testosterone is converted into 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone. By a very, very special enzyme. That enzyme is known as 5-alpha reductase. This will be directly asked in your NEET examination, so be focused, please. What I told is that testosterone is a steroid hormone transported with the blood, enters into the target cell, because testosterone hormone is a steroid hormone. Steroid hormones have the capacity that they can directly enter into the target cell. Once inside the target cell, this testosterone hormone is converted into another structure, another biological molecule. That molecule is known as 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone. 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone by cytoplasmic enzyme. This enzyme is known as 5-alpha reductase. Then what happens is that, let us suppose now this is 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone. Now this 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone binds with cytoplasmic receptor. Here it's the cell. Inside the cell there is cytoplasm. Now here it is cytoplasmic receptor molecule. Cytoplasmic receptor for 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone. Then what next? After the formation of 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone, should I say that hormone receptor complex is formed? The hormone here is 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone. 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone that bound with its receptor molecule. Here it is the receptor molecule. So hormone plus receptor forms hormone receptor complex is formed. Once hormone receptor complex is formed, this hormone receptor complex then enters into the nucleus of the target cell. This hormone receptor complex then enters into the nucleus of the target cell. Here is the nucleus of the target cell. In the nucleus there is present genome, or you should say inside the nucleus there is present DNA. What happens is that this hormone receptor complex binds at a specific location of DNA. Hormone receptor complex enters into the nucleus through the nuclear pores. Then inside the nucleus there is present DNA. Then what happens is that hormone receptor complex binds with the DNA at a specific location of DNA. So that specific location is known as hormone responsive element. That special sequence, that special region of DNA is known as hormone responsive element. Hormone responsive element is actually the part of DNA, the area of DNA to which hormone receptor complex got attached. Now what happens is that from this hormone responsive element, special biological molecule is formed. That special molecule is known as messenger RNA. From DNA, messenger RNA is formed. Okay, should I say that messenger RNA was formed here? Now what happens is that this messenger RNA then leaves the nucleus, enters into the cytoplasm. This messenger RNA leaves the nucleus. Let us suppose here it's a nucleus. Now what will happen is that nuclear membrane has several pores. Those you call nuclear pore complexes. Through this nuclear pore, messenger RNA leaves. When messenger RNA leaves, it enters into the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, messenger RNA binds with. Messenger RNA binds with ribosomes. In the cytoplasm, messenger RNA binds with ribosomes. Okay, messenger RNA got bound with ribosomes. Then these ribosomes will form special biological molecules. Those you call proteins. What I told right now is that from the testes, there are present Leydig cells. These Leydig cells produce testosterone. Testosterone is drained into the blood. In the blood, it binds with androgen binding peptide and is carried up to the target organ. Let us suppose the target organ is prostate gland or the target cell is prostate cell. Now, this testosterone hormone has the capacity, it has a property, because it is a steroid hormone, it can directly enter into the target cell's cytoplasm, because it is highly permeable through cell membrane. Once inside the cytoplasm, this testosterone got converted into 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone with the help of cytoplasmic enzyme that you call 5-alpha reductase. After that, this 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone bound with cytoplasmic receptor. After binding with cytoplasmic receptor, hormone receptor complex is formed. Once hormone receptor complex is formed, this hormone receptor complex enters into the nucleus of the target cell through nuclear pores and binds at a specific location of the DNA. That specific location is known as hormone responsive element. After binding with the specific region of the DNA, this hormone receptor complex binds at a specific region of DNA that you call hormone responsive element. Now, from this hormone responsive element, special biological molecule called a messenger RNA is formed. It is this messenger RNA that then leaves the nucleus, enters into the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, it finds a special cell organelles. These cell organelles are known as ribosomes. And this messenger RNA and ribosomes together help in the formation of special biological molecule. That biological molecule is known as protein molecules. So should we say that protein molecules are formed? Protein molecules are formed in the target cell. Protein molecules are actually formed in the target cell or target organ. Target organ or target cell here is prostate gland. In the prostate gland, should we say that in the prostate gland proteins were formed? Sir, example of protein formed is prefibrinolysin. This is one protein. Or another example is prostate specific antibody. Another example of protein is prostate specific antibody. This is another example. These are the proteins. Sir, what is the role of these proteins? For example, this protein formed in prostate gland. This protein actually has a role to liquefy coagulum or to liquefy the semen. Males actually ejaculate semen. After sexual discharging, what is the end product is semen. Semen is a mixture. It is gel-like mixture. This gel-like mixture contains sperm cells. Sperms should show movement. They will show movement, but not in the gel-like consistency. So this semen should first of all liquefy. It should first of all liquefy. It is this protein that you call prefibrinolysin that liquefies the semen, so that sperms can be easily movable in the female reproductive system, so that they can fuse with the egg, so that the sperm cells can fuse with the egg and zygote formation occurs. This is the first thing you should remember. If you repeatedly watch the video, you will get the concepts in a crystal clear manner. But your kind attention is a must thing. First of all, what I told is that testicles produce testosterone hormone. Now, let us come towards another structure. This another structure is known as ovary. Let us suppose this is the ovary. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to dissect one ovary. Let me dissect one ovary. We will see what actually ovary contains. Sir, each ovary contains special structures. Each ovary contains special structures In class 12th, you have to study reproduction in detail. But right now, we have to deal the endocrine part. We have to study ovary as an endocrine structure. Let me draw a diagram like this. My diagram is completed. This is just the microscopic anatomy of ovary. Actually, the human ovary or mammalian ovary, mammals are those animals that have body hairs and mammary glands. This is the human ovary. This human ovary contains special structures. Those structures are called ovarian follicles. Those structures are known as ovarian follicles. Inside the ovarian follicles, there is present egg or ova. This is one ovarian follicle, this is second ovarian follicle, third ovarian follicle. Sir, ovarian follicle, if we will analyze one ovarian follicle, each ovarian follicle contains an egg. Along with the egg, there is present a special epithelium, a special covering. This covering is known as follicular epithelium. This covering is known as follicular epithelium or follicular cells or simply follicular epithelium. So here is an ovary. Inside the ovary there is ovarian follicle. Each ovarian follicle contains egg and a membrane covering. That covering is known as follicular epithelium. Now these ovarian follicles undergo several developmental stages. Those developmental stages you do not have to know right now in class 11th. But you should know one thing is that, sir, these follicular cells drawn here in blue color, these follicular cells produce one special hormone. That hormone is known as estrogen or female sex hormone or beta estradiol. This beta estradiol is responsible for development of secondary sexual characters. Development of secondary sexual characters in females. This beta estradiol or simply estrogen, it is also steroid hormone. Estrogen also steroid hormone produced from the ovarian follicles or produced from these follicular cells. These follicular cells produce estrogen. This estrogen is also steroid hormone. When I say it is steroid hormone, I mean this estrogen is also produced from cholesterol. Cholesterol derived hormones. Or its another name is beta estradiol. It is this estradiol that is responsible for development of secondary sexual characters in females. For example, shrill voice. For example, accumulation of fat under the skin. For example, narrowing of waist. For example, development of mammary glands in females. Now, what happens is that from these ovarian follicles, egg is released. From these ovarian follicles, egg is released. Release of egg is known as ovulation. Release of egg is known as ovulation. Once egg is released, after every 14th day, approximately after every 14th day of month, after every 14th day of month, it is this egg that is released from respective ovary, from one ovary, and in next month from second ovary. Now, what happens is that after ovulation is over, after egg is released, what is left is empty ovarian follicle. What is left is empty ovarian follicle. Empty ovarian follicle. Now, this empty ovarian follicle gets converted. This empty ovarian follicle gets converted into another structure. This empty ovarian follicle gets converted into another structure. That another structure is known as corpus luteum. That another structure is known as corpus luteum. This corpus luteum that is actually that was formed from empty corpus luteum. This corpus luteum acts as endocrine structure in females. This corpus luteum acts as endocrine structure in females. And what happens is that this corpus luteum produces one special hormone. That hormone is known as progesterone. And this progesterone hormone is also known as pregnancy hormone. Sir, the level of progesterone hormone is very high in pregnant mothers, because it is this progesterone hormone that helps the female to maintain its pregnancy for complete 9 months by performing several biological activities inside the female reproductive system. What are these activities? That will be discussed in next lecture, inshallah. Hope you got me. Repeatedly watch the class. This class is essential for NEET. So a must concern is that you should repeatedly watch it and enjoy the video and make small notes out of it. Hope you got me. Stay home, stay safe. Do like, share and subscribe my channel. Assalamu alaikum.